been struggling about this, so I'm going to post another video about it. So let's say you have f of x equals 2/3 x squared minus x minus 2, and you have g of x is x minus 2. So how do we compose this function? So you can write it in two ways. So let's do the composition on both ways. So let's say I would have to compose f to g with respect to x. Okay, so you can also write it as f parenthesis g parenthesis x. So we have to do it backwards. That means that the x in the f will be the g. Alright, so we will change each of these by x minus 2. That's the meaning of that. So you will have here, alright, 2/3. This x here will be changed with x minus 2. And this x here will also be changed with x minus 2 minus 2. So it's as if these are all x, but you're expressing it as a g because both of these will be your g. Alright, now, what is the meaning of x minus 2 squared? X minus 2 squared means you will have to multiply x minus 2 by itself. Okay? Not x times x and then 2 times 2. That is a common mistake of some students. Alright? It means you have to use the FOIL method in order for you to multiply the expression by itself. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. And then you have negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. So this is now equivalent to x squared minus 4x plus 4. So we will now change this to x squared minus 4x plus 4. Okay? Minus, so you see, you will have to distribute a negative 1 here. So you have negative x plus 2. Because negative times positive is negative. Negative times negative is positive. And there's a minus 2 here. Alright, now we will have to distribute 2/3. Now as you can see, I can already cancel 2 minus 2 because that's 0. So what's left now is to multiply 2/3 to each of these. So you have 2/3 x squared minus 8 over 3x. So this is over 1. If in doubt, you can use your calculator to multiply. So plus 8 over 3 minus x. Then afterwards, there has to be some common terms for the expression which you can combine. And in this case, it's negative 8 over 3x and negative x. Now remember, there is a negative 1 here. So if I'm going to add these two, that's negative 8 over 3 minus 1 simply means negative 8 over 3 minus 3 over 3 because that's 1. And as you can see, negative 8 minus 3 is negative 11, and write the common denominator. So this now gives us 2/3 x squared minus 11 over 3x plus 8 over 3. So this is now the composition of f of g. Alright, now we will go to the other composition. So let's say this is actually more simple. Let's say I would have g composition f of x. Alright, so it means that we will have to write x minus 2 first so that as to avoid confusion, and then we will change x with f. So this x now, this x will become 2x cubed, 2x squared minus x minus 2, and that's it. Okay? And then there's still a minus 2 here because this is x minus 2. Supposedly, this is your f, which is actually your x. Alright? And so you see negative 2 and negative 2 can be combined, and it will be equivalent to negative 4. So the final answer, this is actually more simple, minus x minus 4. So this is the simplified version of g of f. Okay? Let's have another example. Let's say I have f of x equals 5 minus x squared. Okay? And my g of x is equivalent to x minus 4. Alright. So, let's do the simple first. Let's say I have G composition F of X. Okay, the meaning of this is your X in G will be F. So therefore, I can write X minus 4 here. Now, I will replace X with F, which is 5 minus X squared minus 4. And so to simplify, this is 5 minus 4 is 1 minus x squared. You can also factor this with 1 plus x, 1 minus x. So this is the simplified version. Okay, now what about F composition G of X? Now I'm writing it two ways so that you will know that you can write it like this or you can write it with this. Okay, this means that every X in F will be replaced by G, which is X minus 4. So therefore, if I have 5 minus X squared, which represents our F, this X will be X minus 4. Okay? And so after that, we will multiply x minus 4 by itself. So x minus 4 times x minus 4, which gives us x squared minus 4x minus 4x plus 16 because we fold it. Okay? And so therefore, you have x squared minus 8x plus 16. And so we can replace this with 5 minus x squared minus 8x plus 16. Now notice there is a negative 1 beside this, so we need to distribute that. I know algebra is a little complicated, but you have to be really patient. So you have 5 minus x squared. When you multiply actually a negative 1, you just simply change the signs of everything. So x squared becomes negative, negative 8x becomes positive, and 16 becomes negative. And then, of course, observe whether you can combine like terms. And it's 5 and negative 16. So this will be negative x squared plus 8x minus 11.